What do you know? They stole it off. What do you know? Yeah, that last live feed got lost. The last video I did disappeared. Isn't that incredible? I mean, I have nothing else other than to just continue doing this. That's all right. I'll do it again. I'll do it again. I don't care. I can do this all day. I can do this all week. I can do this all month. Fine, let's do it again. I'll do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. There's no sweat off me. I have all the time in the world. All right, let's do it to him again. A little tired. Oh, they think they can. I'm losing my page all the time because they think they're trying to scoop it on me or something. They're trying to scoop it on me. They're trying to scoop it on me. Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So tired. I'm so tired. So tired. So tired. So tired. So tired. So tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So, I gotta go find the Declaration of Independence again. Oh, I'll put together another one. Oh. Here we go. Oh, I'm so tired. They just want to screw people over. Give us your credit card number and we'll send you $10,000. It's a big joke. I don't think I'll ever trust an American again. Okay, so this is their second Declaration of Independence. The first paragraph here is actually Article 30. But I started with Article 30 because it's like so tiny, you can barely read it. And I got like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 words. I don't know. Can't make it out at all. So I'm going to do it again. The telephonic audio attached to the Second Declaration of Independence has been under attack or under siege since its release. However, new Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett is certainly working on keeping it refreshed. Article 30 of the Second Declaration of Independence has been completely erased, somehow. However, it reads, visually, as best as I can make it out. Because the free, open, and largely unrestrained reveal the hidden heist of America and the criminal network that operates in the shadows, the owners of U.S. corporation, the perpetrators of crimes against America and humanity, are concerned about exposure. Don't I know it? To ensure the people do not wake up, organize, and exact justice, they censor the information we see, ply us with psychoactive drugs, make us complacent with free money from government, distract us with, and promote one meaningless sporting event after another. I'll find out what those few words were by tomorrow. The Second Declaration of Independence is a must-read. The Second Declaration of Independence. Trusting our cause is just, and having prayed for the fortitude to brave spiritual wickedness. Really, Spiritual wickedness. I don't think they know anything about spirituality. I can tell by looking at them. Trusting our cause is just and having prayed for the fortitude to brave spiritual wickedness in high places, we, citizens of America, make this announcement to the shareholders of U.S. Corporation, including the City of London, the British Crown, and the Vatican, and their operatives in the media, government, and society. A second Declaration of Independence by the 50 United States of America. With the utmost respect and admiration for the founders of the original Declaration of Independence, they need a lesson in respect. The American people humbly emulate their thoughtful, measured response to certain perpetual and ascending tyranny and despotism. We too believe it is the moral obligation of those privileged with knowledge and opportunity to work on behalf of the people, that the people are served best when their benefactors choose unity over division, nationalism over globalism, sovereignty over submission, and liberty over oppression, that all human beings are innate in nature, that America was founded under God, that the God of America is just, peaceable, and tolerant, that our material rights as sovereigns come from God, and that our God-given rights may not be revoked, suspended, negated, or abridged without due process. What distinguishes the Second Declaration of Independence from its progenitor is the object from which we seek independence. Regrettably, to our great misfortune, shame, and dismay, and despite the several warnings and accorded safeguards, a cabal, and we know who they are, of foreign investors and privateers have managed to gain possession of our land, our wealth, our labor, our well-being, our future, and even our children. Yes, even our children. Although history has become muddied with varied interpretation of cardinal events, including the surreptitious adoption of a second corporate constitution and the uncertain ratification of several amendments destructive to the people, it matters only that only one or more alien groups lay claim to America and its assets. Rather than speculate on motives and weigh unprofitably the biased accounts, unverifiable information, and plenteous theories and opinions, we engage a perfect solution. Wherein we exact independence from all claimants, past, present, proclaimed, identified, or veiled. As such, the usurpers named in this declaration are representative and not specific or exhaustive, regardless of supposed ancestry, precedent, instrument, or process, although simply enumerations, transgressions, and usurpations would suffice to justify insularity. Recounting significant events reveals important facts that are missing from history. These forgotten facts add insight, perspective, and clarity, illuminating our best way forward. Although simple enumerating transgressions and usurpations would suffice to justify insularity, recounting significant events reveals important facts that are missing from history. These forgotten facts add insight, perspective, and clarity, illuminating our best way forward. I think I got that one in there twice. The inevitable Civil War destroyed America's economy, ripped families apart, and cast a questionable shadow on the future of a once promising nation. America was in trouble financially and needed a massive infusion of capital to get back on its feet. A cabal of nation building venture capitalists from Europe agreed to finance America's recovery, but demanded an active role in government to ensure their investment. And no wonder. In 1871, mired in debt, Congress worked out a partnership in exchange for boundless financial support. The foreign investors would handle America's administrative needs. Yeah, one can see why. Although initially it seemed to be an innocuous concession, the consequences of allowing the nation-building venture capitalists to conduct America's business beyond the protections of the U.S. Constitution proved catastrophic. The investors quickly embedded operatives throughout the foreign-owned corporate government, and Washington, D.C. began serving the interests of America's financiers over the people. In 1871, America effectively lost its independence, and the nation-building venture capitalists became our new masters. By the early 1900s, the foreign investors that bankrolled America controlled the major newspapers and news services, enabling them to shape what is reported and how it is to be framed. Yeah, like I got framed. They had to cover their tracks before being exposed and repudiated by the people. I'd like my credit card number back, Dan Bongino. I'm going to have to cancel that one anyway. I can't trust any of you people. The nation-building venture capitalist works to soften America's imperturbable, elevated system of government. The founders had formed a constitutional republic instead of a democracy, specifically to prevent citizens in the majority from oppressing those in the minority. By doing that, what is best for the district or state, rather than enforce the majority will, representatives serve all citizens equally, eliminating the noise, division, and violence intrinsic to democracies. Not in my experience. I think it's intrinsic to the republic, to the Republicans. Being in control of the narrative, the foreign investors ingeniously promoted the fallacy that America is a democracy, trusting that the deception would lead to unrest and chaos that would make America vulnerable, creating additional opportunities for infiltration and manipulation. It's not like that today. Today, it's a whole lot different. In 1913, the foreign investors established the Anti-Defamation League to slander anyone who exposed them and their infiltration into American politics. The more I read this, the more I know that this paper should just be burnt. In 1913, by way of the 16th Amendment, the foreign investors were granted the authority to tax the American people directly. Only other way, they're mostly all corrupt. Something expressly prohibited by their original constitution, that the people would willingly subject themselves to forced confiscation of their property, their labor, is illogical, putting the legitimacy of ratification in question. Yeah. In 1913, by way of the 17th Amendment, foreign investors breached an important safeguard that protected our constitutional republic from infiltration by enemy forces. Previously, senators were statesmen, appointed by the respective state legislatures as a check on the House of Representatives, raiding the public treasury. Henceforth, senators would run as glorified House representatives, reducing to promising free public money and service for votes. So that's what they do. And who are they saying do that? Yeah. This is the part I like. This is what happened to me. Senators would run as glorified House representatives, reducing to promise free public money and service for votes. And that's what they're doing out there today. They're giving $10,000 a day away. They're giving $5,000 a day away. And they're promising this free money, hoping that they can win the people over and take their credit card information. And then they don't give them the prizes. Then they don't give them the prizes. It happened to me yesterday and today. I've been fighting it all day. It's ridiculous. Free public money. Oh, yeah. Here, you can have $10,000. This is, give us your credit card number so we can register it. Make sure, that we know it's actually you, which is a bunch of bullshit. And then they turn around, They put a little charge for $3.84 on your card for some video, and they put it's a charge on your credit card, and it says Google Help Play, Google Help Pay, hold, and that's a charge. It's not a charge. It's still a charge, but it's not a charge that goes in the red. It's a charge that goes into the black. What I mean by that, when you go into the red, it's a loss. When you go into the black, it's a gain. And when you put a Google Help Pay Hold charge on somebody's card, what that means is money's supposed to come into them, right? It's not supposed to go out, not like what they did to me, Dan. Anyways, number 9. In 1913, the foreign investors gained control of our currency by pushing through Congress the Federal Reserve Act, establishing a foreign-owned central banking system despite the dire warnings of President Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, James Garfield, and William McKinley. The Federal Reserve Act passed with help of compromised legislators between 1:30 and 4:30 a.m. on December 22nd, when most members were away on Christmas holidays. None of this actually matters because we know today that they're all crooks. I learned my lesson today. I thought I'd try it one time. You know, I go to Donald Trump Jr.'s one of his videos about which one? It wasn't the farewell. It was the welcoming. That's what it was. It was the welcoming to Florida. That's right, Donald Trump Jr. He posted a video on YouTube today of his father's welcoming to Florida, right? And I put a post there. It was a pretty nice post. It was all about having to heal and all this and needing time to have some healing. And I got a response from our Secret Service agent. What does he call himself again? Dan Bongino. And it's like, he gives me this response. You won $10,000. Follow this link. Go through the steps. Blah, blah, blah. I'd have to look at it. But anyways, so I did everything right away. And that night, I go to my pending transactions on my credit card because I want to see what they did to my credit card, right? I look after my credit card real closely. I check my credit card every day, just like I check my banking cards every single day I'm on there. And yeah, you can even look at the history. I check it all every day. And so I noticed a couple of charges on my credit card, right? One was, what did they call it again? Fun Martin for like $3.84. And I figured, well, that must be, what is that, right? Oh, and they give you the advertising as a part of this, as a friendly gesture for $3.84. You get to have this video membership. And I thought to myself, oh, how nice, a video membership. God, okay, that'll give me something to do all night while I wait to see if I get this money, right? And then right above that was another charge. And that charge said, Google Help Pay Hold. And it's a charge, but it's a charge that's supposed to go into the black. It's not supposed to go into the red. It's not a debit. It's a credit. It's a charge, but it's a credit. Now, they like to fool people. They think they know stuff that other people don't know, but I know stuff because I was a realtor. I understand. Oh, I forget what it's been so long. Statements of adjustments. I know what statements of adjustments are. When I did my course, I scored 86%. I know exactly what statements of adjustments are. And it only took me less than 6 months to do the course. And I scored with an 86. And I did the statements of adjustments like it was the back of my hand. I understand charges. And I understand how charges work to go into the black and how they work to go into the red. I know the difference between a credit and a debit. And they put a charge on my credit card that was supposed to go into the black. And it was called Google Help Pay Hold. Right? And then the other one was supposed to go into the red for $3.84. And that was for the videos that they sent me. Yeah. But so I figured watch videos, enjoy my night, do a little work on this Declaration of Independence that I'm working on. So it's all digitized and everybody can view it. You don't have to look at that little JPEG document and all that. Thought I'd make it look really good and everything. Then this morning, I hear the Rose Garden announcement from the real president, and I panic a little bit. I'm like, okay, we got problems with the Chinese. Okay, I'm hooking up my trailer in case we get that emergency broadcast system thing going on. I'm all set up to get I'm headed up north. I don't give a grab my mom and we're headed up north. That emergency EBS comes on. I'm just jump in the truck, go right. And I thought to myself, wait a second. They prom you were supposed to win $10,000, right? How come you gotta be good to have that if you're gonna take off up north, don't you think? So I calls up the bank and I'm like, okay, how come it's no longer in my pending transactions? And they bullshitted me for about 20 minutes until they realized I was taping them on YouTube, right? Then they started changing their story, right? And then I finally got the Vish at Van City to agree to send me a letter that explains how the charge that was supposed to go into the black from Google Help Pay Hold, how it was declined. And I know what that means. It means the people that wanted to give me the $10,000 prize changed their minds for some reason beyond me and 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 took it back. They canceled it. They canceled it. No. We changed our minds. You're not a winner now. You're canceled. You don't get it anymore. And I'm like, really? Wow. So I'm going to sue because then that means you fraudulently charged something to my credit card and your public figures in office, for crying out loud. Public figures in office charging a guy like me something on his credit card fraudulently because they want to pull a bait and switch on me, right? These are the very same people that are trying to push through the new Declaration of Independence through Congress. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. They're so pathetic. They're so low that they would do this to a little guy like me. A guy that works for 15 bucks an hour guarding our electrical grid, the security guard, has his own furniture moving company, goes out and moves all the people all their belongings in the middle of winter just to earn a few bucks. The upper class, like the Trump family, Dan Bongino, and all of them, stomp on people like me because they can, because they're people who are in power. And then they turn around and they point their fingers at the Democrats. It's ridiculous. And I'm not defending the Democrats. They're just as bad as the Republicans. They're all bad. They should all be kicked out of government. It's ridiculous. Look, and here's the thing, and I've been saying this all along. I'm not so pissed. I mean, I would have liked the money. Sure, I would have liked the money. Of course, I would have liked the money. Um, but am I pissed off about the money? No, I'm not pissed off about the money. What I'm pissed off about is the principle. You don't do that to people, especially when you're a public official. We and I like I have my own money, okay? I have my own hard-earned savings. I pulled it out of my bank on the 18th because of because I had read the new Declaration of Independence, and I thought, I kind of panicked a little. I thought, could there be a separation of the United States coming anytime soon? What would happen to the central banking system if that happened? If we had a separation, division of the United States? So I thought, well, Al, don't take any chances, right? Took you a long time to save this money up. I had about $11,500 saved up. And I said to myself, no, just go to the bank, withdraw it all in cash. And sure enough, they said to me, would you like a bank draft? And I'm like, no. I don't like bank drafts. None of you people are trustworthy. And I think the problem is the stock market is crashing, and we're going to have bankers jumping out of windows soon. And like the whole Trump family is probably going to leave United States, and because the Democrats are going to try and chase them out, and they're going to hope to come live up here in Canada. And as far as I'm concerned, Justin Trudeau can keep the borders closed. I'm serious. I'm so serious. Anyways, let's get back to reading their second Declaration of Independence. They, point their fingers at everyone else and try and pretend that they're the epitome of nobility. Like, give me a break. What a joke. Anyway, so I finally got the bank to admit that they can see that charge that was supposed to go into the black and not into the red on their end, even though they'd already wiped it out on my end and I couldn't see anymore. I couldn't see it anymore. I suppose they were thinking I would just go back to bed and forget about the whole thing, right? I ain't stupid. When you put a charge on somebody's card, you can't just wipe it out later. No, it's still there. They can see it on their end. And I made him admit that they can still see it on their end and that he has to write me a formal letter by way of email explaining the whole thing. So, hell with you. I'm just going to continue. And you know what? I like this. I can do this for hours. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to take all these URLs and I'm going to share them everywhere with everyone just to point you people out, expose you, because that's what you're all afraid of. In 1913, the I know this part is the history lesson. Yeah. But don't wait, just wait. It changes. It goes all the way back to 1913 and comes all the way up today. I just have to finish the last page. I've read the last page 5 or 6 times already. I know what it says. I just didn't have time to finish it today because you guys dicked me around all morning and afternoon. Anyways, in 1913, foreign investors gained control of our currency by pushing through Congress the Federal Reserve Act, establishing a foreign-owned central banking system despite the dire warnings of President Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, James Garfield. I think I'll send my story to Joe Biden. I wonder how I think Joe Biden would love to hear this story. I really do. Actually, when I'm done here, I'm sending this whole story, everything I got, all the evidence I have, all the content I have for the so-called fraudulent president to look over, okay? Andrew Johnson, James Garfield, and William McKinley. The Federal Reserve Act passed with the help of compromised legislators, they're all compromised, between 1:30 and 4:30 a.m. on December 22nd. It wasn't at that time. It goes on all the time, when most members were away on Christmas holidays. Now, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. In 1920, Congress, by way of the Independent Treasury Act, turned over the U.S. Treasury Department and its assets, our gold and silver. Good, to the Federal Reserve, the central banking system owned by the foreign investors established in 1913. In 1921, the Council on Foreign Relations was formed under cover of advancing America's interests in the world. Fact: the Council of Foreign Relations is sponsored by the City of London and serves to advance the interests of foreign-owned Federal Reserve, probably because they're more reliable, dependable, that sort of thing, more trustworthy, by directing the President, Congress, and the narrative through operatives in their news and information networks. Yeah, well, today was a perfect example. How they try and screw me over with their $10,000 a day prize giveaways with their. And then he sends me another one. You won 5,000. I said, oh, funny. I won 10,000 yesterday. I only won 5,000 today, eh? How come? You trying to bargain me down? No, make it 20,000. In 1925, the owners of the Federal Reserve formed the United States Corporation. Just 5 of 100 shares issued were identified with the balance of the shareholders of U.S. Corp, remaining anonymous. Yet the money trail leads to the City of London, the British Crown, and the Vatican. The tax dollars we send to the Internal Revenue Service go to the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, which are under their control. If the official formation of U.S. Corp set the stage for the transformation of America from a constitutional republic of the people to a corporation owned by foreign interests and their families. Before the night is over, I'm going to transcribe their little piece of paper, the final page, into digital, and I will complete this reading. And I'm going to complete this reading and relate my experiences with Donald Trump Jr. and Dan Bongivino continually, um, right up. I think I'll even just keep this broadcast going right up until the next session of Congress. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm just going to keep broadcasting what I know, what I just was put through. I'm going to share my URLs to everybody. I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to spread the word. I'm going to keep doing it right until the next session of Congress. Did you hear that? The official formation of U.S. corporations set the stage for the transformation of America from a constitutional republic of the people to a corporation owned by foreign interests and their families. Over the next few years, the individual states were registered as corporations as well, making them franchises of U.S. Corp. Representatives and senators neither represent nor work for the American people. Yeah, I learned that. Rather, they are managers of U.S. Corp. And as such, they are obligated first to serve its best interests. So you hear what they're saying? Representatives and senators neither represent nor work for the American people. Rather, they are managers of U.S. Corp. And as such, they are obligated first to serve its best interests. The president is not just the president of America, he is the CEO of U.S. Corp. So one of his people promises to give an ordinary citizen $10,000 and then backs out of it. That's like, what are you going to do about it? And I said to Dan, I said, you know what? I'm gonna give all this stuff to my lawyer. And you know what he sent me? He sent me a thumbs up. Go for it, dude. Oh yeah, go for it, dude. Okay. I've already got the bank telling me that they can still see the charge that was supposed to go into the black on their end. They're going to provide me that proof. I have all the video content, everything stored away, all of it, all of it, all of it. I still have it. I haven't closed the window or nothing. I'm going to use that. And I don't, still waiting to hear back from my lawyer. I left him 2 messages, and guess what? I have the money to pay his retainer. Yeah. And not only are you guys going to pay me my 10 grand, you're going to pay all my legal fees too. And oh yeah, I have one other thing I do. I know a producer from Global, and I'm going to go to her with my story too. As soon as I get this email from the bank that says they can see the charge that's supposed to go into the black on their end, and you can't see it on my end, and they blame you guys for that. But I know so long as they can see that charge on their end, it's still there. And when I give this news to a friend of mine who's a producer at Global, and I show her, look, and then they pulled it back, man, it's going to make you people look bad. Really, really. Anyways, and it's not the money. I have plenty. It's the principle. You don't do stuff. You don't do things like that to people. Dan, Donald, advertise $10,000 for 100 people, prize giveaways every day. You're just trying to get people. You're just trying to buy people to like you, or $5,000 for 100 people, for an entire day. Prize giveaways. You don't do that. When you give away a prize to somebody, you pay it out. That's what honor is. That's what nobility is. That's why you're supposed to be in government. That's what keeping your word is about. But you guys know nothing about honesty, loyalty, modesty, courtesy, integrity. You don't know anything about that stuff. You guys are all corrupt. And that's because you've been snorting too much coke and sucking back too many whiskey shots. Yeah, no wonder nobody wants you in politics anymore. Number 14. The abbreviated term United States was purposely used to represent both American and U.S. Corp. to blur the distinction between them. Similarly, the original U.S. Constitution was quietly supplanted by an impostor corporate constitution that bears a similar name and appearance, again, to confuse and deceive the American people. Specifically, the Constitution for the United States of America was replaced by the Constitution of the United States, with the latter becoming the supreme law of America. No wonder so many Americans are leaving the States and trying to move up to Canada. I thought Canada was bad. In 1933, the U.S. federal government declared bankruptcy, and President Roosevelt, its acting CEO, signed over to U.S. Corp. America and its assets, including the people and their labor. I'm not one of them. The bankruptcy of 1933 that was arguably unnecessary, ceremonial in nature, contrived and orchestrated with the consent. Hey, like when I leave a comment on Donald Trump Jr.'s YouTube page, welcome how Florida welcomes Donald Trump home, and they get back to me and say you won $10,000, and they go ahead and they put two charges on my credit card, one that's supposed to go in the black, one that's supposed to go in the red, and by the next morning the $10,000 one that was supposed to go into the black disappears. I mean, that ain't, look, I know what's going on, guys. Like, I don't care how good a scammer you are. You can't put a charge on somebody's credit card to make it look like it's going into the black if you don't have some kind of authority. You guys just transgressed your authority with me, and that gives me a right to sue. And I'm going to sue. I'm suing. In 1933, the U.S. federal government declared bankruptcy, and President Roosevelt, its acting CEO, signed over to U.S. Corp. America and its assets, including the people. This is the history part, including the paper and their labor. I got to do that last page. I'm going to sign off here for a while. I'm going to go do that last page so you can hear the end of this story. But I'm going to finish this off, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to continue. The bankruptcy of 1933 that was arguably unnecessary, ceremonial in nature, contrived and orchestrated without the consent of the people, completed the heist and transfer of America and its assets to the same foreign interests who own U.S. Corp. Mm-hmm. Yep. On you break. So yeah, thank you very much, Dan. You're a schmuck. And you too, Donald. You're a schmuck too. You're both a couple of schmucks. You know, we got a word for people like you up here in Canada. It's called, what's that word again for people like that? Welchers. Yeah, you're a welcher. That's what we call people like you. Welchers. People who don't keep their word. People who go back on their word. People that don't pay their debts. People that promise money and then don't pay up. Those are welchers. Both of you boys, both of you, Donald Trump Jr. and Dan Bongiovenino, you're both welchers. In the bankruptcy of 1933, U.S. Corp forced the American people to surrender their gold in trade for debt notes called dollars, fiat currency that has no seal value. And it's seal value, not real value, seal value. How can you have a currency that has no real value? No. Currency has value. That's why it's currency. It has no seal value. And that is depreciated continually through inflation to where it is worth just 4 cents today. It has value, 4 cents. Fuck. What a joke. I don't know how these people get their degrees. The bankruptcy of 1933 put U.S. Corp in a state of emergency, allowing it to implement Admiral Law, made evident by the gold fringe around the American flag. When in a U.S. courtroom, you are considered at sea and not a citizen of America. You guys are going to see what it's like pretty soon in a courtroom. Probably again. Yeah. In 1936, U.S. Corp began issuing Social Security numbers to turn otherwise sovereign Americans into trustees of corporate factions, making our labor taxable, which would otherwise be unconstitutional. According to U.S. Corp, you are not a live man or woman, but rather a representative of a corporation in your name. Scroll. In 1945, the anonymous owners of U.S. Corp funded the United Nations under the guise of spreading peace, civility, and humanitarian assistance throughout the world. The true purpose is to condition citizens to recognize an international authority, a first step in establishing their promised New World Order, in which the U.S. Constitution is retired to make room for a universal totalitarian government. Boring, boring. Poo 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 poo. United Nations publications Agenda 21 and Agenda 30 review the New World Order agenda calling for the end of nationalism, patriotism, private property, individual rights, the two-parent family, automobiles, air travel, and the right to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government. In keeping with their goal of substantial development, they plan to reduce the population by over 90%, ridding America and the world of 90% of eaters. Wow. 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 What a joke. These people are so fake. The only thing standing in the way of their New World Order is a strong, prosperous, and secure America. To achieve their goal of world domination, America must lose its sovereignty and a leadership position, and that's why the owners of US Corp are quietly working to undermine our cultural system beliefs, standards, aspirations, and morals for over 100 years, employing unrestrained methods and tactics. Am I going too fast? Probably. With trillions of dollars at their disposal every year from taxing our labor, the owners of US Corp fund leftist nonprofit groups, including the Council on Foreign Relations, that work to subvert our nation and silence anyone in opposition. They integrate the officials and administrators who run the largest charities and organizations, including the AMA, the APA, the CDC, the FCC, the SEC, and the FDA, and they embed operatives in the State Department and in the State Department and the Department of Justice and the intelligence agencies, official and covert, Dan Bongivino, including the NSA, FBI, and CIA. Now that I know what Dan Bongivino is really like and the facade he puts on when he's on Fox News, trying to act like some kind of American hero, it's a joke, a total joke. So where are we? Is it 23? In trade for generous grants and endowments, the anonymous owners of US Corp shape the curriculum and political sentiment of the public schools, colleges, and universities, ensuring the next generation of our children harbor disdain for their country, their history, their culture, their family, and even their ethnicity. Yeah, cocksuckers. The anonymous owners of US Corp keep the people in the dark about the true history of America, the greatest heist and cover up in history, by controlling public education, the major publishers, the news services, the airwaves, and the social information networks. I've even got this in Word now. I made sure I saved it to Word too. Unbelievable. The foreign owners of US Corp prop up puppets throughout society and government, allowing them to make millions of dollars in trade for perpetrating their agenda of secrecy and subjugation of America. These traders include prominent politicians, newsreaders, pundits, authors, movie stars, and the heads of the social news and information networks, major sports teams, music and entertainment industries, and corporate conglomerates responsible for over 90% of the products designed, manufactured, advertised, purchased, financed, and consumed. By way of funding campaigns and fixing elections, the owners of US Corp obligate the most influential politicians to further their agenda of breaking America socially and financially. I know who the author here is. They promote disdain for country, dependency on government, indulgence, lawlessness, and immorality to spoil and dishearten citizens, predisposing them to trade their sovereignty or the false promises of an international unelected government sponsored by the world elite. Who do you think the author of this is? I know. That's because I've already read the last page 5 times. I just haven't read it out loud here. But I will tonight. By way of Democratic Party and operatives posing as television hosts, entertainers, journalists, pundits, and policy experts, the owners of U.S. Corp brainwash and condition the people to accept invalid arguments and pseudoscience that call for globalism, socialism, and a godless society in which technology is our moral compass. The operatives of the foreign-owned U.S. Corp are deeply rooted throughout the news and information networks, academia, government, and society. Colloquially referred to as the deep state, the shadow government, don't I know it, and the swamp. The operatives perform with a hive mind because they are guilty of treason, a crime punishable by death. Geez, they're all guilty of treason. They are desperate to hide their complicity and thus systematically target, demonize, and even suicide all who threaten to expose their treachery and malfeasance. Really, I guess they're going to be coming after me next. The operatives of U.S. Corp favor unbridled immigration because it is the most expedient way to destroy a country from within. No, it's when you rip off people. That's how you destroy a country from within, is when you rip off people. Flooding America with illegal immigrants. No, it's the illegal immigrants that are actually building up the country. All the rich people are just going around ripping everybody off. Flooding America with illegal immigrants without allowing them time to assimilate ensures arrogance, separations, and anti-Americanism. Yeah, their idea of assimilation is be our slaves. And anger, animosity, and conflict with the people. By design, they also expect a steady dilution of the principles, ethics, and systems that made America successful. Moreover, the majority of illegal immigrants are likely to vote for Democrats who legislate according to the will of the owners of U.S. corporation. You getting this, Mark Zuckerberg? You getting this? You should be on my side. They're trying to fry your ass. Marky, if you're watching, you should help me fry their asses. Hold their feet to the fire a bit for what they did to me today. Article 30 of the Second Declaration of Independence. Oh yeah, this is Article 30 of the Second Declaration of Independence is for some reason has been completely wiped out telephonically. It's not in there telephonically anymore. The audio is completely gone. The only way you can read Article 30 of the Second Declaration of Independence is under microscope or like a magnifying glass, or if you can you on your laptop or on your computer or something, if you can touch it up a bit, you might be able to read it. I did as best as I could to read it. I must have spent 2 hours just trying to figure out every word on that Article 30 of the Second Declaration of Independence, but this is as best as I can make it out. Number 30, because the free, open, and largely unrestrained reveal the hidden heist of America and the criminal network that operates in the shadows. That's exactly why I'm going to go back tonight and finish putting in the last 3 or 4 words. So let's go do that again. Because I have a feeling I know who the author of this declaration is. Probably the same guy that was at the Rose Garden today. Because the free, open, and largely unrestrained reveal the hidden heist of America and the criminal network that operates in the shadow, the owners of U.S. corporation, the perpetrators of crimes against America and humanity, are concerned about exposure to ensure the people do not wake up, organize, and exact justice. They censor the information we see, ply us with psychoactive drugs, make us complacent with free money from government, distract us with XXX, 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 and promote one meaningless sport event after another. Sorry about the X's, but I'll fill that out later tonight. I'll find a way to read it. Boop, 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 boop. In conjunction with skewed statistics, deceptive polls, false facts, hey, where have I heard that before? And the omission of decisive information, the owners of U.S. Corp promote anti-Americanism and their New World Order agenda. Fake news, fake news. Where have I heard that before? Fake news keeps the people disoriented, misinformed, and divided over ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religion, and economic class. Meanwhile, their debt system enslaves us, their grip ever tightens through surveillance and fluoridation. Vaccinations and other technologies are deployed to weaken any substantiated opposition. So as people see, and I don't get a lot of people watching my page, but they're going to come across my page and they're going to come across some of my videos on Facebook, and they're going to listen to what I'm saying, and they're going to hear the story of that the bullshit that I was put through. And then I'm going to get a hold of my friend at she's a producer over at Global, and I'm going to tell her what happened. I'm going to use the letter that the bank is going to send me, because they can still view the charge that was supposed to go into the black for me on their end. It's still there. It doesn't go away right away. You guys think it goes away right away. No, but I can track it. I just have to do it through them. And they're about to send me a letter with an attachment to it that proves that you guys put a charge on my credit card that was supposed to go into the black. And then you changed your mind. You promoted me as one of your winners, and then you just changed your minds through no fault of my own. And that ain't right, man. That ain't right. And you guys are going to have to live with it. I don't really care. I'm still in the same spot. Hey, listen, I'm in the same position I was the day before yesterday. You guys are the ones that have a big stinking problem on your hands now. No wonder you can't run a country. Okay. In conjunction with skewed statistics, deceptive polls, false facts, and the omission of I wonder how the Republicans and their leader are going to do in the House, the Senate, and Congress with me shooting my mouth off and posting my videos all over the place, all over their public web pages all the time. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. This is going to be so wonderful. Oh, actually, I'm starting to like this, because like I'm no worse off than I was. I'm no worse off than I was, and I'm gonna make your lives hell. I'm gonna make your guys' lives hell, because I know what you guys are trying to do. I know what you're hoping to put through at the next Congress, and guess what? No, no, it's not gonna happen. You just this is one little people that you don't fuck with. Okay, I'm one little people that you don't fuck with. Okay. In conjunction with skewed statistics, deceptive polls, false facts, and the emissions. Hey, Ryan, you out there? I'm not crazy, buddy. They actually put a charge on my credit card that was supposed to go into the black for me in the amount of $10,000. And then overnight, it disappeared. It's okay. The banks, they can still see it on their end. I had to spend about 3 hours on the phone with them today to get them to admit that they can still see it on their end. And I got it taped. And and they agreed to send me a letter stating this, to that effect, that yes, Google Help Pay Hold put a charge on my credit card that was supposed to go into the black in the amount of 10,000. Right? This is this big prize giveaway the Republicans are promoting now, trying to swing people over their way, right? And now people are going to see that it's a bunch of BS, and they're just giving their 10,000 out to the people that they like, the people that kiss their ass the most or something. I don't know, but it's not going to be me. I've supported them long enough. I'm not a citizen of the United States. I wish I was, but you know, can't always get your wish. I got my mom up here. I got to look after, and she doesn't want to move. She's too old. Like, if I were like, if I didn't have her, I probably would have made the move to the United States long ago. But anyways, oh, I did that one. Number 32. The owners of U.S. Corp are working incessantly to disarm the millions of law-abiding patriots who will stand in the way of their totalitarian oppression. New World Order by way of orchestrated mass shootings. Or what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to write a new declaration. Or the Trumps are going to have to leave politics forever because, the cat's out of the bag already. Wonderful. Wonderful. You really shot yourselves in the foot on this one. The owners of U.S. Corp are working incessantly to disarm the millions of law-abiding patriots who will stand in the way of their totalitarian oppression. New World Order by way of orchestrated mass shootings. The owners of U.S. Corp will continue to terrorize the people until we assent to comprehensive background checks. The word comprehensive is nebulous and undefined, allowing for a battery of psychological and medical testing. Ever-expanding targeted individuals are deemed emotionally unstable and a danger to society, true to the predictions of every futuristic book and movie. I wonder why they use true to the predictions of every futuristic book and movie. Why don't they use something like true to the predictions of every religious book? No, they got to put futuristic book and movies. Yeah. Wow. Oh man, the more I read this, the more I'm with Schumer. Patriotic Americans will be by way of political profiling under the guise and screening for mental health. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, and that's it. So there's one more page, and I think I'll just stay live and do it. That's another way of doing it. I don't have to I don't have to kill this stream just to transcribe the final page there that somebody wrote. Because at the bottom, there's an indicator of who it's from. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. All modern forms of government in a democracy. C. So I'm working on the last page. I got the last page kind of handwritten out here. Let's see if I can. Oh, I know where. It's in my photos. Yeah, I'll just pull it up here. I got it in my photos. I'm tired. I'll keep working on it though. I'm a stubborn sort of guy. I'm very stubborn. You can't finish the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Trading Course in 3 months without being stubborn. Okay, so what I want to do to go find it again. See, I got lots of computer skills. I'm just rusty. I'm just rusty, that's all. Ooh, she's beautiful. So you go up here. No, no. Even had a chat with Dan the other night. Yeah, I had a chat with Dan. I still have the chat where I thanked him very, very, very much. I was so thankful. I couldn't believe it. When I saw that charge on my credit card and I realized that was supposed to be for like 10,000 in the black. I got on his went back to his blog and I just got in on one of his blog posts and just thanked him from the bottom of my heart. And now I feel like a real schmuck for doing it. The guy just screwed me over. You won 10 grand? What's the story behind that? Yeah. Yeah. Just going back and reading one of these old conversations from last night where oh, don't tell me they were able to get rid of it. No way. Wait a second. Where was it? Is this it? Oh yeah, this must be it. Where does it take me? Comment. Yeah. This is the comments that we had. Will it pop up? Oh yeah. The big Dan Bongino page. Dan Bongino. Public figure. Dan Bongino. Why would you ever admit this is... in 45 seconds, Joe Biden proves he has no idea what he's doing. Really? Oh. So, oh, that's what it was. Yeah. So this is where Dan says to me, "You win." Hold on. Okay. You win. Check my profile from Dan Bongino. Yeah. So you check his profile. And now he's taking it down, right? Doesn't say $10,000 for the next 10 days, 100 people or something. Yeah. Took it all down. Oh, no. Oh, he took it down to 5,000 now. Really? 5,000 now. Yeah. Like and share this post. Comments done. Step 3. Wow. Wow. So you're going to tell me this is still up. It's still up, but he's changed it to 5,000 now. About 20,000. Oh. I'm just a little rusty. I used to be much faster at this. Ah, there. Uh-huh. Oh. What? Oh, camera. Where's my camera? Where's my camera? Camera. Instagram, mobile HQ, square, video contracts, clock, phone, gallery, email, camera. There it is. Okay, video. Poof. Video. Thank you. Ah. So yeah. So it's still up. Okay. Still up. You You can plainly see he's still advertising it, still up, except he's changed it. He's changed it now to 5,000. And this is what he does, okay? For some period of time, it's like this. For all countries, you are lucky today. I will randomly choose. Oh, it's my country now. Is that it? You guys don't want to give me the 10,000 because I'm from Canada? Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, you should have thought about that before you put the charge on my credit card, Dan. You know? Here, we'll do it this way. Okay. Now they've changed the heading. Look at that. See, they just change their blog posts to whatever suits them so they can try and get away with it. Trouble is, we all have cameras and cell phones now too. So this is what Vicky tried to tell me, that Dan Bongino is going around warning everybody that when he gives away these kind of prizes, that it's a scam, right? It's a scam, right? Okay, well, look, watch this. So it's a scam, eh? It's only for all countries now, because when they gave me 10,000 last night, they didn't know I was a Canadian. So they changed it to, for all countries, 5,000. 5,000. So the reason that they took the charge off my, that they put on my credit card and that they declined it later is because I'm a Canadian. I'm a Canadian, and that's why. So since I'm a Canadian, I only qualify for 5,000. But they should have said, they should have disclosed that before they put a charge on my card. But he failed to do that, didn't you, Dan? Didn't you? And that's why you're trying to sneak out of it like some kind of little rat, you know? Unbelievable. But I got you by the balls, Danny boy, because here's the thing. That charge that you put on my credit card that was supposed to go into the black for $10,000, the bank still has it. They still have it. And you charged my card into the red for $3.84. So you have the authority to put charges on people's cards and then go back and try and cover it up. So that's exactly what you guys did to me, right? Oh, well, we can't give Al 10,000 because he's a Canadian. That's what they did. Jeez, I can't wait till I'm gonna send this URL link, this little link. I'm gonna send this little link to everybody. So before, there was none of this for all countries, right? Because they met Al Check, and when Al Check left a little post on his blog, he points his finger. He goes, "You win 10,000," right? And then Al Check, he goes to bed overnight, and then somehow Dan Bongino, this Secret Service guy, figures out that Al Check is from Canada. So later that night, the next day, or at some point, he changes it to 5,000. Come on, Dan. That's not how you do things, man. You know it. I know it. And I'm calling you out, man. I'm calling you out. pretty soon I'm going to have that email from the bank that well, I've already shown the videos of the conversation, but I'm going to get an email from the bank soon that backs up my story, that corroborates what I'm saying is that you put a $10,000 charge on my credit card in the black, not in the red. That was supposed to go into the black. And then you found out that because I'm a Canadian, that like we're not as important. We're not as good as Americans or something. We don't qualify. You should have disclosed that first, Dan. You should have disclosed that before you put those charges on my credit card. Okay? You can't just go around putting charges on people's credit cards and then breach the terms of your agreement. You can't. And you, as a public official, look at this guy, calls himself a public official. Public official. Or where's he got that? Where's he got that? Where do you put it? Oh, he's gone. He's not a public official anymore. No, maybe it's let's see. No, that's gone. Well, you're no longer that. You don't deserve to be. Yeah, done. Here, let's see. Let's what his comments are about today. Done. Oh yeah, these are all people. These are all the people that done that they did the same thing. They won their money, right? Done, right? Al got nothing. You know. Yeah, you and I, we had a nice little chat, and you just basically backstabbed me, Dan. You really did, and I'm not happy at all. Not happy about it at all. Put yourself in my shoes, Dan. Put yourself in my shoes. You know what it's like? Try and put yourself in my shoes, yeah? You go around telling all your friends you won $10,000, right? You go around, you tell your mom, I won $10,000. Guess what? I won 10,000. Really? No way. Oh, perfect. We can go out and get that car fixed and all that stuff, right? You go through all that, and then Dan Bongino decides, oh no, we can't give him 10,000. He's a Canadian. Oh, wow. So now I have to go back to my mom and say, no, Mom, they took the charge off my card and they're not going to give me any money anymore. Nice. Nice, Dan. Really nice. Hope you feel good about yourself in your political party. And now we're going to post this right away, without hesitation. I'm not even going to waste any time with it. Even though this is an absolutely new phone for me. Absolutely brand spanking new. If I can just remember where that video was now. See, I'm rusty. I haven't been very active in this sort of stuff lately. But it's all coming back to me. There it is. Oh yeah, there it is. Look at that. Ooh, we found it already. Okay, so I had a little trouble with the whole Trump team and Bongino and Don. Boom. Share. Uh-huh. Yeah. Share. Boom. I might as well share it to my news feed. Boom. There you go. Boom. Won't be long. Dan Bongino. Yeah. You should be kicked off Facebook for what you're doing to people. Yeah, the longer I keep this up, the more views I get, the more hits I get. Some of my friends are going to see what you did to me. They're going to share my videos. It's going to spread, and it's going viral, Dan. It's going viral, and you're going to have to explain it. I expect to see you talk about this on your next show, and I expect a public apology. You know how to spell my name. It's spelled Alancech, and the correct pronunciation, make sure you don't get this wrong, is Alan Check, as in Checky, as in check things out, as in check into this, as in check into that. You got it? Dan Bongino, Secret Service agent. Hey, Mr. Secret Service agent who goes around selling video memberships because he probably got his ass booted out of the Secret Service. That's why. Unbelievable. I can outwork, outthink, outmanipulate you any day, Danny boy. Danny boy. Danny boy. You need to disclose things like that before you start telling people that they won $10,000. You can do great harm to people, don't you know? You tell somebody, hey, you won $10,000. You put a charge on the card that says goes into the black for $10,000, and then you pull it out. You know how much harm you can do to a person? You know how much harm you can do to my family? It's terrible. And you are like in tight like this with a presidential family? Are you kidding me? Oh man, how pathetic. How absolutely pathetic. I am absolutely, and I can't believe I actually used to look up at you, look up to you. I used to like watching your show. I really did like watching the Dan Bongino show. You were such an adamant fighter. You were so tough. You were so opinionated. You came across as being so honorable and so American, and then you turn around and you pull something like this on me. How much do you make? 150,000 a year? Hey, something like that? Unbelievable. I think you should take the other 5,000 out of your pay and send it to me. Honestly. Back up your big mouth. I'm feeling much better now. I'm feeling much better now. Yeah, got all that off my chest. So that one's going, and I'm gonna kill this one now, so it can be viewed, reviewed, and that because this one is like real time, and so we're gonna go off now. So this will be out there to review from the beginning again, where I read their Declaration of Independence, because the cabal, apparently the other side, is supposed to be so corrupt. And then I'm going to check my email so I can find that uh, letter from Van City that says, yes, in fact, there was a charge on your account credit card on January 24th. Google Help Pay Hold. I have the other part where it says you won 10,000, and I'm gonna start displaying that here in a minute so everybody can see it. And guess what, Dan Bongino? I don't know. I know I don't have as many viewers as you do, but I'm gonna ring it up. I'm gonna start sharing that link everywhere. Geez, I've already sent the links off to the new Justice's homepage, and I shared the links off to your Rudy Giuliani's homepage. I wonder who else I should. Maybe I can find Joe Biden's homepage and send off all the links of this story. Give him the whole entire story. That would be interesting. Turn the entire Democratic Party around on you. Hey, maybe I'll even find Ivanka's page and let her know what happened. Well, maybe. Well, too bad Donald Trump doesn't have a page anymore. I would have sent the links to your president too, and let him know the kind of strife you're putting your neighbors to the north through with your broken promises, you know. And don't worry about it, Danny boy. I'm gonna go offline now for a while, so I can finish transcribing your government's second Declaration of Independence into a digital format that's much easier to read. And then I'm going to come back on here and I'm going to read it to your people, to any audience I can, every single night. And in it, I'm going to relate what you did to me over and over and over and over and over and over and over. End stream. You must hate me, don't you? When you see this one, when you see this video, you're really going to hate me, Dan. And I told you, I said, you got 1 hour to notify me that that charge was put back on my credit card, but you didn't. So guess what? You and I, we're going to have it out.